Further to our next element on style guide, I want to create our buttons. So how to create buttons, because buttons are part of your style guide, you need to learn how to create buttons. So to create a button, I first of all put my text, so I can say primary button. Just like we have for colors, we have to create a primary button, which is this, using this color, a secondary, and then maybe other type of button like outline, disabled, and all that. So a primary button I'm going to use for my text, I'm going to use 14 inches, 14 pixels rather. And then there's something we call auto layout. So for buttons, normally what most people would do is create a rectangle and then create a text on it and just name it buttons. All right, create a text on it and then name it a button. And then like we do for the corner radius, which is the edge here, we could make it 16. So I use multiples of 4 for my button as well. So you can say 4, right? Or you can say 8, right? So most times you've seen buttons that are like this. Okay, this is still valid. So let's create something like this. But using a rectangle for buttons sometimes does not make your button look good, especially when you want to edit. Because what happens is when you try editing this button to something like primary button, you have to now readjust the whole thing and make sure that they are all aligned to the middle. Now to do it better, click on, first of all, create a text. All right, and then there's something called auto layout. So Shift A automatically brings auto layout to your text. So what that means is your text now has extra borders around it. So if you look at the top here, you're seeing 10, 10, 10, 10. By default, that is what it is. Now, I like putting my buttons to be 16 here, or 16 or 12. 12 is fine. 12 up, 12 down. Now on the right hand side, I can now make it 8 and 8. Now these things are called paddings, right? They are called paddings, just like when you're adding pad to something that is smaller than a where it is. Maybe your shoe, you bought a shoe and your leg is smaller, you have to add something to it to pad it, right? So once you do that, now it's looking like nothing is showing, yeah. Then you can add fill to it. So if you come to your right panel, you see a fill. If you click on it, it has given you this padding a color, but it's white. That's why it's showing like this. So now we have our color here. We just click on the color, and then the color code shows up. Already it has been added. So we are just going to click on our button, go to the color panel, and you will see the blue there. So just click on the blue and it's going to add color to the padding. Now for the black, if you go to selection colors, just under the fill, you can choose white. And then you have your button. Now let me add something to our style guide to make it more interesting. So let's assume you want to create something, a text or an element, and you don't just want to use this blue. You want to use a shade of blue, a shade of this blue, but outside this blue. How do you create that? So there's this plugin that we use. It's called Tint and Shade. So Tint and Shade is a plugin that helps you create different shades of a particular color. And how are we going to do that? Click on the colors, the color you want, go to this resources, click on plugin and type tints and shades. So run it. Once you do that, click on generate colors, and it's going to generate different colors of this blue for you. To go further, we want to create what we call styles from our style guide. Now the first thing you want to do is all your text should be an auto layout. by highlighting all the text and pressing Shift A makes it an auto layout. Do same for your body text and do same for each variant of colors that you've created. Now, once you do that, you want to change the name of this your color so you can get it right. So once you want to change the name, click on it, tap on enter so you can select all the colors, and then Control arrow pops up a modal for changing the name. So you can change the name to blue, and choose a number 01. You can choose it from highest to the lowest or for the lowest to the highest. And then once you do that, you click on rename. Now do the same thing for the yellow, and then name it yellow and put number, and then do the same thing for, maybe name this gray, and then same thing. Right now, you could also do the same thing for your header, and then Control arrow, name it header, and put the number. Okay, you could also do the same thing for your body, name it body, and put the number. Rename. Now once you're done with this, the first thing you want to do is selecting all the colors, all the text. Leave the button, you won't really need the button for styling. Now once you're done, tap on enter to highlight everything that you selected. Go to the resource panel where you have plugins and type the word styler. So you will see styler, run it, and then choose generate styles. Once you do this, it's going to create a style for you. Now we'll show you how style works. So let's create a frame. Let's say we want to make a mobile application. So I'm going to choose mobile. Maybe an onboarding page, right? So I want to create a text that says welcome to Rise Academy. All right, so this text looks very big because I'm using 40 on mobile. So I want to use my header 4 on this place. So instead of going to header 4 and copying header 4, all I need to do is click on this rise, go to my text panel just at the right hand side where you have style, tap there, and you'll see my header 6, header 5, header 3. Now we are choosing header 4. So what it does is it automatically changes our text to the size of header 4 without copying header 4. So if I do the same thing and I choose header 6, it will change it to header 6 without copying header 6. I can go ahead to choose header 3, right? It's going to change. I think I like header 3. It's going to change it to header 3. Now, it's not just changing the size. It's going to change it to the fonts that I use for my header 3. It's going to change it to the font weight. If it's bold, it's going to change it to the size. Now, let's try it for body. So I'm just going to come here and choose my body text 3, which is 16 pixel. And then I'll have it like this. This looks good. And then maybe to add a touch to it, I could just put this here just to add an image, and then put this here just to add something. Now for my buttons, I can just come here, copy my buttons, copy my primary button, come here and paste my button. Or I can hold alternate and then drag it to this place. Now I can expand this button like this and duplicate it and make this one my secondary button by just changing the color. And then I can have this. and this is how styling works. So on our next section, we'll be diving into prototyping and interaction.